Hashtag Happy Easter.
So you're saying hashtag never Hillary is higher than hashtag
Well,
never
currently,
Trump?
but if you know anything about Twitter, those trends are volatile.
I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Smith Radio, along with your host, Brian Smith, and
Carrie Smith.
giving you all the latest breaking news, making sense of it all, explaining to you how we will win. Remember that, how we will win. We're going to explain it to you how to go about doing that. What's proper, what's not proper.
What is your definition of we?
Well, I am not French.
Well, okay.
So we're going to lay it all out and give you all the details about what's going on with Twitter, hashtags, explaining to the youths of America the evils of communism once again. That's reared its ugly head up as Obama, this time not the hug heard around the world, but with Castro the limp wrist around the world.
So bad. Oh, so bad.
And then we'll dive into some other things going on. However, right now, it is Saturday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You're wondering, what's going on? What's this Smith Radio going on? Well,
They could be listening right now on Sunday.
Correct.
And you're probably thinking, you mean this isn't live?
Right. So if you call in right now, it's 772-49-SMITH, SMYTH, and it is Saturday, March 26th, you'll be on live. But if it's any other day, it's recorded, folks.
Right.
And that's in lieu of Easter. Easter, where Christ rose again from the dead.
Oh, it's not a Hallmark holiday?
Did Hallmark make any of those Christ cards yet?
I'm sure they make a lot of memorabilia.
Okay, let's hope they're pushing the Christ cards and not the, hey, Sunday morning, Easter sale, come to Kohl's. I'm like, what? Oh, people, go to church.
Yeah.
Go to church, people.
Why Sunday? I mean, couldn't they have the sale on Saturday? I mean, we're having the show on Saturday.
That is correct. So anyways, let's talk about the hashtags. Let's get this out of the way.
Well,
for those of you who don't know Twitter, I'm trying to get into Twitter. I'm trying to wrap my head around it.
I'm the official Twitter guy for Smith Radio.
The aficionado.
Whereas Brian is the official Facebook guy. So if you're ever on Facebook and you see stuff being thrown up and causing a lot of controversy, that would be Brian.
Right.
So Mark Zuckerberg, if you're listening, I'm innocent, man. I'm innocent.
And let me tell you, Mark, please. You gotta back off, bro.
Exactly.
This following me and putting me on. Hey, just to let you know, folks, I posted a video this week after the Brussels terrorist attack, and we'll get into that. There was a Muslim woman who walked into an area that was a makeshift memorial. She took an Israeli flag that was laying down. She picked it up, and you can see her ripping the flag into pieces. And then she stuffed it underneath something. So I posted that video on Facebook, and I basically typed in what I just told you, and said, "Stop all Muslim immigration."
Right. Which, as soon as I read that, I thought, uh-oh.
So
my red flags went up.
Facebook the next day hit me. That was going viral.
By the way, they hit me too, because I'm an administrator. I had to re-log in to I was like, what's wrong with Facebook? Every time I tried to hit my app on my phone,
right,
it said you need to sign in, which I never have to. When I'm on my phone, it just opens up.
Right.
So I'm like, why is it making me sign in again? So finally I sign in, and it said, we removed a post that you made. And I'm like, no, it wasn't me. What are you talking about? So they dinged me for that too.
And they put us, Smith Radio, on double secret super probation for 24 hours Couldn't like, couldn't post, couldn't share, couldn't nothing.
If I was affected by that ban, I didn't notice, and it would have been that I hadn't logged into Facebook for that 24 hours. But it could have. I don't know. I can't report whether or not. All I know is that I had to re-log back in on my phone, which I thought was really weird. And then it said, hey, we removed this post. Please review our terms and conditions.
Yes. But here's the thing, folks. All I did was post a video of a Muslim woman ripping up,
allegedly Muslim.
Well, she was dressed. She was dressed with the garb and the screen door.
She may have been a ninja. I mean, I'm just saying.
A ninja warrior.
If I was her defense lawyer, I would be throwing all that up.
Right.
If it doesn't fit, you must have quit.
That is correct. So they removed the video and then put us on probation. And I'm beside myself, and I'm shocked. Here on Smith Radio, I believe that every country in the world should stop Muslim immigration. And when I say Muslim immigration, what I'm saying is new immigrants from applying to a country that claim that they are Islamic Muslims from wherever, but that's their religion, Islam, and they're Muslims. And why do I say this? Because in their religion, they are forced by their religion, they are bound to overthrow any and all governments that don't comply to Sharia law.
Well, you're getting...
Sorry.
You're getting a little bit... If you have a soundbite, let me know. I'm getting static back from the computer.
Okay.
I'm still getting static. Anyway, we got a spaghetti roll here we got to deal with. Anyway, sorry about the sound issues, but so
do you understand? Do you see where I'm coming from, though?
No, but what I'm saying is that so when you say stop all Muslim immigration, basically what you're starting off with saying is that if you are a current citizen of the country in question, in our case it happens to be America,
right,
and you're a Muslim, you're okay, is what you're saying. Because you're only talking about the immigration of Muslims from other countries. So you're talking about foreign nationals immigrating to our country that happen to be Muslim.
Well, and if you live in Europe, anywhere in Europe, and your area is not on fire or burnt to the ground or...
It will be soon if you allow
pieces, right?
If you allow for Muslim immigration,
because according to the Quran, that a good Muslim that follows the Quran must attempt in any way possible, by hook or by crook, lie, cheat, steal, whatever it takes, to turn that nation into Sharia compliant country.
Well, let's get back to the subject at hand. If the whole idea of Mark Zuckerberg and his administrators, and maybe it's his policy for Facebook, to be, I imagine if I got a chance to talk to him, this is what he would say: we must be tolerant of other people's religions. Then why do you allow any Muslim to be on your Facebook at all? Because they're the least tolerant. I feel like it's totally hypocritical to allow any kind of extreme Islamist, is what a lot of them would say, to have a voice whatsoever on your platform, if the idea is to be tolerant of other people's religion, because the entire doctrine, from what I can tell, of the Muslims, at least the ones in the Middle East and the ones that have immigrated over to the European countries, is to display complete intolerance of anything that's not Islamic.
Correct. There is no freedom of speech. There is no freedom to assemble.
Well, you're allowed to speak as long as it's
about
Sharia compliant.
Correct. And you're allowed to assemble, you and your friends get together, as long as it is hovering around a Quran. And it better not be in a toilet, and it better not be burning. Because you will you will be sent immediately to hell.
Well, it seems like Twitter's a lot more tolerant of this kind of stuff. I was shocked. I was kind of scrolling through photographs, or media is what they call it now on Twitter, of that was posted by Ann Coulter. And I was looking for something specific. And I knew she had it in there somewhere. So I'm scrolling. She has a photograph of somebody getting their head chopped off, like in the middle of it. It wasn't done. It wasn't about to happen. There was a chainsaw halfway through somebody's neck. And it was a still shot of this. And that's what Ann Coulter had on her Twitter.
Yikes.
Now, if you did something like that on Facebook, minimum 24-hour ban.
Oh, man. You may be looking at... So Twitter's cool with that then?
I have not seen a whole lot of pictures like that on Twitter, but Ann Coulter's got one on her media account. I was just scrolling through, looking. I was looking for a picture that she put up of an article that it was an op-ed written by Donald Trump in 1989 and published in the New York Times back in '89.
Okay.
And it was to illustrate that Donald Trump isn't a Democrat in disguise and that he's just running as a Republican, but he's really just a Trojan horse or whatever, or he's a plant put in place in order to help Hillary get elected, which is a huge conspiracy theory amongst conservative, anti-Trump people.
Right.
So she said, look, here's an article that he wrote back in '89, clearly with conservative views, and so she posted that. So I'm looking for it. I'm scrolling through, and that's when I saw the people with their heads halfway severed, en route to being fully severed by a chainsaw, which I thought was really odd. I've never seen that before. I've seen the dirty, rusty knife beheadings and stuff like that, but never a chainsaw.
I don't know if we talked about this on the show, but I'm sure you and I have talked about this at some point in time on the phone. I'm sorry, folks, if this might be a little too much for y'all. Would a chainsaw not be the most inefficient way to get that done?
No, that wouldn't be the rusty knife. The little rusty pocket knife would be the worst.
What about the cleanup?
Well, he was on a he was up against a wall on a concrete sidewalk.
But do you realize the mess?
There was some blood. There was some blood kind of gushing down his shirt.
Oh, that would be just...
I don't see how you behead anyone.
You ruin your chainsaw.
You definitely have to go get it sharpened. There's no doubt about that. But
you have to take it to the dry cleaners. Somebody have to clean the bits and pieces out of that.
Oh, boy. We have gone way too far
I'm
down
sorry, but I'm just... Seriously, though, this is insanity to me that a culture... Seriously, the Islamic Muslims that follow Islam, this culture is acceptable with this. And like we said before, we were talking about this yesterday, 10% of Muslims are radicalized and killing or wanting to kill.
Well, whatever the percentage is, it's small.
Okay, let's say...
Maybe it's 5%.
Okay, let's say 5. I know we've had the numbers before. Okay, say it's 5%, whatever it is. The other 95% of Islamic Muslims are peaceful. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Most of all of Germans were peaceful. There's only a fraction that ran the country and killed all the Jews.
Yeah, the Nazis can be distinguished between non-Nazis in Germany, German citizens who were not Nazis. They say that the Nazis were actually a pretty small minority. And in fact, when Hitler was elected, they say he was elected by like 20% or 30%, really small, because there was like 50 parties running at the same time.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was actually a small majority of people voted for Hitler over all of his opposition. So, whatever. That being said, there's a small percentage of Muslims who are willing and fighting for beheading non-Muslims and all that kind of stuff. And what's your